A terrifying case has been making the headlines recently. You will be left with goosebumps when hearing about this story. A female suspect has been arrested on charges of killing and beheading her friend just before writing herself into the will. Having enough chills already? Welcome back to Darkness Unraveled. Let's delve into the video, and we assure you it is more terrifying than you think. Jemma Mitchell, a 38-year-old property developer, requested £200,000 from Chong, age 67, so that she could fix up her broken-down house. But when Ms. Chong refused to pay her £200,000 in cash, Mitchell reportedly killed Ms. Chong and chopped her head off. So what in the world has actually happened? Let's start at the beginning. Mitchell started studying human sciences at King's College London in 2004 and was afterwards granted a first-class honors degree. As part of her degree, she also finished the Structural Basis of Human Function module, which instructed her on how to dissect the whole human body, excluding the head and neck. Additionally, she finished a specific study course in experimental anatomy. Her talent for anatomy was so great that she even won the Hamilton Prize for Anatomical Excellence. Later on in 2009, Mitchell obtained a degree in osteopathy at the British School of Osteopathy, which included courses on human anatomy, biomechanics, and pathophysiology, and she even worked as an osteopath for a while. You may wonder why I mention this. Well, folks, it will all make sense in the course of this video. Deborah Chong, as she was known to her friends, shared a home in Wembley with David Klein, a crane operator. She was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and experienced mental health issues, making her somewhat vulnerable. Her actions could be unpredictable and sometimes even violent. Due to her mental issues, she was extremely honest and open about her life and also about her financial situation, making her susceptible to individuals with impure intentions. She even offered individuals her home as a gift when she passes away and wanted to give them her money. While many did not accept this offer, some did. At first glance, it seems like there are no similarities between these two women. However, Mitchell and Ms. Chong were both devoted Christians. They had known one another since around August 2020 after first meeting in the church. As soon as a month had passed, Ms. Chong started to mention her financial affairs. She wanted advice on her Wembley property to avoid inheritance tax and came to the conclusion to form a charity with David. However, it seemed like David did not want to get involved, so Mitchell messaged her the following: "I would like to join the charity with you if David is reluctant to change his ways. I like accounting, or you could transfer the house to me and pay into the charity each month." But Ms. Chong refused. The court heard that Mitchell persisted in pressuring Ms. Chong to agree with her for almost a year after Ms. Chong had already decided against it. However, 6 months before Ms. Chong's death, she agreed to donate £200,000 to fix up the property. There was just one condition, and that was that the property will be used for Christian worship. But then on June 8, Ms. Chong changed her mind and notified Mitchell through text messages. "Until you sell property, I don't want you to come to me or my house. I'm stressed to the core." Mitchell responded with, "Peace to you. God has a plan and purpose for this dwelling. Apologies if answering your question about the quotes caused you any uncertainty about your decision." Ms. Chong then asked Mitchell to let go of the house and the past and sell the house, to which the defendant responded that she was unable to do so. "We have prayed on that option extensively and even brought estate agents in, but it is not in God's plan." 3 days after, on June 11, Mitchell suggested she visit Ms. Chong. The victim was so sick of her friend badgering her for money that she texted, "Do not speak about house or money, stresses them both out." This was the day Ms. Chong disappeared and was last seen alive. She left her phone and glasses behind, and David reported her missing. So, what do we know so far? At 8 a.m., surveillance footage shows Mitchell arriving at Ms. Chong's Chaplin Road home with an empty blue suitcase. By the time she leaves around 1:13 p.m. and catches a cab home, the luggage is stuffed. According to the prosecution, Mitchell murdered Ms. Chong on June 11 at the victim's residence. She wanted to get rid of her corpse, and so she did. Mitchell hid the corpse for 2 weeks in her abandoned home, which had no roof and was filled with trash. 2 weeks had passed, and Mitchell rented a Volvo and was shown on surveillance footage placing a huge blue bag in the trunk before driving out to the southwest. She drove 500 miles round trip from Willesden, northwest London, to Salcombe, Devon, to dispose of the remains. Mitchell pretended she was in Salcombe for a scenic drive. However, she made some mistakes along the way. The video evidence showed that the front passenger tire of her vehicle was shredded, and so she called a recovery service. The mechanic saw some bags in the trunk, but they didn't fit the description of the blue suitcase. However, when he opened the rear door, there was a strange scent, sort of musty and wet, he said. The vehicle was spotted on surveillance footage later that evening, close to where the corpse was discarded. It is said that Mitchell returned to her London residence with the blue bag at around 7 a.m. the next day. Miss Chong's corpse and purse were discovered by tourists hours later on June 27. Several days later, Miss Chong's fractured skull was also found approximately 10 meters distant in some bushes. A length of orange rope, identical to that which was later discovered at Mitchell's residence, was inside the bag. Skull fractures from severe blunt force and 20 rib fractures, most certainly inflicted before death, were discovered in the post-mortem examination. Mitchell was contacted by police on June 26 as part of their investigation into Miss Chong's disappearance. Keep in mind, this was the day before Miss Chong's body was discovered, and as we now know, Mitchell was busy ditching her body. So she replied 3 days later, saying the victim was going to stay with friends near her sister's family on the shore. Mitchell was taken into custody on July 6 of last year, and when talking to police, she said, "I know that she has gone away." Upon searching Mitchell's home, a fake will in Miss Chong's name was discovered. The will dated from October 2020 and supposedly left 95% of Miss Chong's fortune to the defendant for her house project and 5% to Mitchell's mother. The jury was told that Mitchell's neighbor, who had passed away in March of this year, was one of the falsified signatures. Miss Chong's signature also looked to have been duplicated from her UK passport, which seemed very unlikely to be authentic. Upon further investigation, it was discovered that Mitchell had generated a Word document of the identical will on July 1st, long after Miss Chong's death. During their investigation, police also found the blue suitcase on top of a neighbor's shed and later claimed that they were able to confirm the victim's identity by comparing DNA found on a tea towel inside one of the luggage's pockets. According to the prosecutors, the motive here is clear: money. A large sum of money was needed to complete the repairs on the defendant's house, and Mitchell found someone from whom she thought she could get that money, if not when she was alive, then by forging her will after she had killed her. We can say that Mitchell's degree in human dissection and osteopathy was very useful for executing her terrible acts. Mitchell has denied murder until this day, and the trial continues. We will keep you up to date when more is known. We sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please click on the like button and share it with your friends and family. If you have any questions or comments, please share them with us in the comment space below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos. You can also check out our other videos that have been specially selected for you. We'll catch up in the next video.